If you had only 6 months left to live, what is the most important thing you would change in your life? Bonjour, it's Claire from integralalife.com with practical body, mind, wisdom and tools to create balance in life and be free to be who you are, to do what you love and live how you want. So one of the most common phrases I hear during my session, actually at the beginning of my session, is, I know I should, blah, 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 and then excuses why they don't. We often know the change we really want or really should. I talk about this another time, but this should. So we often know the change we really want to do. And knowing is not enough. We've been maybe knowing it for years, but we still don't change. So why is that? I'm going to tell you about two friends, because I believe one of the reasons that we don't is the consequences aren't or don't seem big enough. In the last 3 months, I have the two very close persons to me face cancer. One is cured for now, and he had his tumor removed. And just after the surgery, he told me, well, let's, cheers, and all is good now. I can go on as before and change nothing. And this is someone who would like to change a few things in his life. But still, he's like, whew, all is good, can continue. The other one is still facing cancer. He actually just learned he had it. And he's already having an entirely different perspective on his life and himself. And he's already beginning profound changes in himself and in his life. Why is that? Well, to put it bluntly, he might just have a few months left to live. That's a bloody big motivation, isn't it? But often we just miss this link. Like, it's really brutal and violent to have this kind of motivation. And it's kind of, you don't have any choices left now. It's a matter of life and death. But often we can change way before that. We just miss the link between what happens then, these tiny things, and the consequences. Because back then, consequences are tiny. But then if you really put your thought into it, like, what happens if I don't change that now, tomorrow, next week, next month, in 10 years? What happens to me? What happens to people I love, my friends, my family? What happens to my business? What happens around me because of that? Then consequences can be quite different. But we really struggle to see that, to see the links, to see kind of the domino things. The other link we often miss is the opposite. We try to do so big changes right from the bat. Oh, if I don't exercise 1 hour a day, then it's not going to change anything. And we miss to see the link between beginning to exercise 5 minutes a day, but regularly. Where will we be in 1 week, 1 month, etc., etc.? Often the most important change is identity. I mean, it's not often, it's always. And exercising 5 minutes a day daily makes you someone who exercises. So your identity is changed. And chances are in 10 years, it's not 5 minutes. It's like you will have done so many different things in your life. So we miss the links in both directions. Like, what will the consequences be in 10 years? But also, if I just do this tiny change today, what will be the domino effect in 10 years? So my proposition for you today is this one. What is one thing that you really want to change in your life? Really reflect. What will it mean if you don't change it? If everything stays as it is today, next week, next month, next year. Not only for you, but also for the people who love you, for your business. And then what is the tiniest change you could do? What is something, just something that you could do differently? What would it change if you would do this tiny change regularly, daily? Just a tiny thing, but every day. What will it change in you today, tomorrow, next week, next month, in 1 year? What will it change for people around you, etc.? And then chances are you will want to do it. Make it tiny, make it simple, make it easy. That's when change happens. Easy and simple is effective. We love grandiose, but in the end, easy, simple is what works. And just do this tiny thing differently. And then come back and tell me what happens. You know, I'm always curious to see what happens. So that's your weekly dose of fierce love, a mix of love and brutal honesty. Boom, your life just got easier. And thanks for being here. I really appreciate you being here. Drop your comments, questions on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you can. You know, I love these conversations. I always reply, and subscribe to get more, and spread fierce love. Share to anyone who needs to hear that. Stay tuned for the next video. Until then, embody 100% you. Bye. Au revoir.